Hello everyone, sorry about that. I forgot to turn my phone on airplane mode, so when the phone rang, the video went bloop. So all I've been doing is inking the edges of my little inserts that go in my journal. And I'm just doing it just a little bit. You may not can see it now, but when you put them all together, you can definitely see that. So I'm just going around the edges. And it does take a little bit of time, so probably a good thing you missed all that. So this is my last one. And I don't know if I mentioned it or not, the paper that I'm using for this is Stratford art paper. And it is good for watercolors, painting, crayons, whatever, you want to make with it. Okay, so there's all my ink pages. And I think you can see the colors now. Let me get all that back in there straightened up in a minute. Let me find the cover to my ink because that will go dry very quickly if I leave it out there. Okay, so let's get all this back together. Alright, now we're going to put this in our little booklet. And you see I've left about a little bit of space between the edges all the way around. And I'm going to use my new little kit here that I got in the mail from BB Crafts. And we're going to put this together in the middle. Make sure that we're all lined up here. And got about the same amount of space on each side. And I'm just going to clip this in here so that we can sew it together. Make sure that's right. Okay. So I'm just going to close it up just to see if I got it all in there even, and I do. So now I'm going to take my little board here. Move that paper out of the way. And we're going to punch our holes. Use my new little awl there. And I think we're going to use this white linen color. There we go. And this is wax linen, so it's perfect for your journal sewing and stuff. Now what I do to make sure that I have enough is just I put a little bit in here and hang on to it and then wrap it around. Whoops. Let's hang on to it a little bit better than that. Wrap it around a couple of times and then that should be enough right there. It's better to have too much than too little. Okay. So we're going to get that ready. And we're going to get a needle out. And our little ruler. So we can measure our holes. And let's get a needle. I'm not sure that we really need one of these big needles, but we're going to go ahead and go with it. Since that's the first one that I came to. I think this one will be good right here. So let's put all this to the side. Now part 2 actually might wind up being a couple of episodes because I really want to get this middle done. But first of all, let's just See how far we get. Okay, so this is the middle of our book here. And I'm just going to put the ruler in right here. And I'm going to go down about, let's see, 1/4 of an inch from this side. And I'm going to make sure that I'm right in the middle of the line because I don't want to poke so many holes in here. Let me fold this back up. Now, if you really want to do this in a good way, and I don't have one handy right now, you can take a book and put it in the corner of the book, in the middle of a book page, and do this. Since I don't have a book, this will have to work. Okay. So I'm just going to go through here with my little thing, make my hole a little bit bigger. Okay. So that is 1/4 of an inch down. So now I'm going to go about halfway down. So this book is 6 3/4. So I think I'm going to go down to 3 1/8 for the middle part. Okay, make sure that's in the middle. Move this over. Okay. Then I'm just going to go in my tool and make this a little bit bigger hole. See what I'm doing? Okay. Then I'm going to turn around my ruler this way, and I'm going to go in 1/4 of an inch on this side. So we can be nice and even. Make sure I'm all the way through before I take my needle out, and I am not. So press a little bit harder on that one. There we go. I'm just going to go through and make it a little bit wider. Okay. Now we're just going to take our needle and thread, our needle and our wax linen, and start sewing it in. Now I'm just going to do a simple pamphlet stitch. Oh, I might need a bigger hole. No, I got it. Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a piece hanging down long enough to make sure that I have room to tie it. So I'm going to go through the first hole in the middle, the top. And let's see, leave about, that should be good right there. Then I'm going to go through the middle. Oops, I got my needle out. Where'd it go? Through the middle. Pull that up nice and straight. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom hole. Okay. So we have nice straight even things, and then we're going to go back up through the middle. Now I have this thread on this side, so when I go back up through the middle, I want it to come out on this side, the opposite side. So I have to be careful and watch that. Whoops, wrong side. We're just going to move my thread over here like that. Pull that a little bit tighter. Pull that out. Through the middle, like so. So we have our straight line on the back. And then in here, I did get a little bit too much, but that's okay. Better to have too much than not enough. So I'm just going to cut that off there. And we're just going to tie this. And try to get it nice and taut. And I'm going to tie it with a double knot. Left over right and then right over left. Okay. And then one more time. Okay. There we go. Now you can leave this as long as you want to or as short as you want to. Sometimes I hang things from them. Sometimes I don't. I'm just going to give that a little trim just in case I want to later. But there's our little book all sewed together. And we are going to decorate this book before we put it in because we need to because of the magnets. Now, but I need to do both sides first, so there's our little booklet right there, and we're going to build a little belly band to help keep it closed, and we're going to build our little other piece first. So, we got to put our magnets in before we put our paper over here. So basically what it's going to look like is this. We're going to have this piece here, the other little booklet right there, and then this will be done like this. And we left this space here, underneath here, the gusset, so we'd have room to do that. Now before we put this together, finish, we're going to cut the papers for this. I want to go ahead and talk to you about these parts right here. Whoops, where's my little papers? Okay. Here they are. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to make a belly band to go over this so that to help keep this page closed, we don't have to use magnets. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the edge of this one right here, and we are going to put, maybe not the edge because we're going to go over here. And we're going to have one over here because this is going to help keep us closed. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go score a 1/4 of an inch on each side, and we're going to place these on top here, and then we're going to make an insert that goes in between these two belly bands to help keep all this closed. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll work on the other little booklet probably next time. So these are 8.5 inches, and we're going to score this, I'm going to say half an inch. Okay, so we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, and we're going to score it at 8 inches. Okay, and then we're going to score this down like that. Okay, let's do the other one. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch, and we're going to score it at 8 inches. Okay, and those are going to help hold our closure. Let's see. Alright, they're going to go just like this, and I think mine are just a wee bit too big, because I was debating on whether I wanted to glue the sides down like on the inside like this, and then have the little mat go underneath it like this, so this would be a sliding band, or to do it on this right here. So just to give it a little bit more room, let's do another 1/4 inch on these, and we'll make a little gusset so that the book will fit in there. I told you guys I'm going along this with you guys. So I'm going to go another 1/4 of an inch and fold this over like this and this over like this, and then we'll create a little gusset that we can get our little thing in there a little bit better. Let's do that on this side. Okay. Oops. Ooh, I think I went a little bit low on that one. There we go. Okay. Now we have our little gussets. So now we can glue that on there. Okay, so now that we have these, we're going to put these like this. And then we're going to have a page to slide through there to kind of be a gatefold to hold us down. But the first thing before we put these on here is we're going to have to decorate these pages right here. So we're going to pick some paper out to go on those edges. And I really love this page right here. Well, I love all of them, honestly. But I think I am going to use... I think I'm going to use the flowery one. Whoops. Put those back in. Sorry about that. Now we need to cut these pages down to 5 3/4 by 6 7/8, because these pages here, after we made the gussets for them, wind up being 5 7/8. So let's put that right there. So about 5 11/16 actually. So we're going to make this 5 3/4, and this is 7. So we're going to cut these 5 3/4 by 7. And put those on. And it really doesn't matter which way our flowers go, but I think I want them to go vertically. So we're going to do 5 3/4 by 7. And don't, excuse me, not 7, but let's do 6 7/8. Just so we have a little bit of black showing on the bottom. Okay. Save your scraps because we can definitely use those when it comes to decorating. So I'm just going to check that. And that is perfect. Okay. Perfect. So let's cut one more. 5 3/4 by 7, no, by 6 7/8. Okay. And we're going to put those on. Oops, sorry guys, because those are our covers. My space is getting limited over here. I have this stuff spread out everywhere. And let's see, hoping we have enough glue. And as heavy as cardstock, I could get away with using any kind of glue on here. It would not wrinkle, would not show through. But at the moment, I'm out of glue, so I am having to use my expensive glue. which is not the best, but oh well, we're going to go with it. Okay, and we're just going to center that up like so. And I'm just going to fold it over so I can smooth it down. Make sure it's adhered nicely. Same thing with this piece over here. Okay, smooth that out, and there we have those 2 pages done. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we're going to put on our little belly band here. And we're going to put our glue on the bottom, on the 1/4 inch piece. Okay, I'm going to bend that over. Okay. And I'm going to do the bottom one first, and I'm just going to go down here and place it like so. Okay. And press that down. And then go to the top. Line it up. Press that down. Just stick my fingers in there, or my score tool. Make sure that's adhered down. Okay. And check the room in there. Perfect. Okay, so the next one we're going to put down about that. The dogs want to get on the action. So we're going to put the next one down now. Kind of line that up there on the bottom. Make sure it's lined up correctly. And then take this over to the top. Take my bone folder in there and score it. Press down on that just to make sure that it is even. Let me open this up. Whoops. Okay. There we go. And just hold that down for a second. Hold this one down for a second. Okay. Make sure that's even. And it is. Okay. So now what we're going to be able to do is to stick, let's say, it'll of course probably be bigger, smaller than this, but we're going to stick it through like this, and it will hold the next page through. So we're going to need a piece to go through here, but before we do that, we'll decorate those pages, and then we're going to open this up like so, and put our books in, and then I'll put some paper on this side as well. So that is all I'm going to do today, because the video is getting quite long and I don't want it to be very long. So all I'm going to do when I'm off camera is I will pick paper and cover the journal up with, but I won't mount it or anything until I'm back with you guys. And I'll go ahead and cut the mat for this to go under here for our picture holder. And I'll cut the mats to make our mini waterfall album out of this one. Alright guys, thank you so much for your loyal support in my crafty club. And if you know somebody that might be interested in joining a crafty club, please go ahead and share a video with them and let them know what we're doing here. And I thank you so much again for your support, and I'll see you in a couple of days with part 3. Alright, bye-bye.